But he was like, you smell really good, by the way. And then he just walked away. And I was like, what just happened? Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. So just a couple videos ago when I did my newest celebrity perfume haul, I asked you guys in that video if you guys would be interested in a full-on Britney Spears perfume collection. And that video got a lot of comments asking me to do this video, a lot of thumbs up, so I decided that I would go ahead and do this. Before we get into this video, let me know if you want me to continue to do this like with more celebrities. I have like a significant collection of J.Lo perfumes. I have actually already done a Ariana Grande perfume collection video, so if you want to check that out, I will link that up here. But I have like Rihanna, Paris Hilton, so let me know if you guys want me to do another kind of specific perfume collection with a different celebrity. Leave me that in the comments. But anyways, before we get into this video, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and turn post notifications on, and let's get started. So I have a total of 9 Britney Spears perfumes. 6 of those 9 are not all of the fantasy flankers, but just 6 of them that I've collected over the years. And actually, one of you guys commented under my celebrity perfume haul and you told me that there are going to be 50 fantasy flankers in total, which is crazy. I mean, I knew that there was a lot of fantasy flankers, but I didn't know that there was that many. So considering I only have 6, I thought I had a big collection of them, but no, I don't. I don't even have anywhere near to even half of the fantasy flankers. There's a ton of them to collect. At this point, I feel like they're like Pokemons. Like if I see them at the store, I have to get them so that I can make videos on them. So I'm gonna go in order with all of these from when they came out. So let's start off with, of course, the OG, the one and only, the one that pretty much everyone and their mother and their dog and their pet aunt knows about. This is Fantasy. Britney Spears Fantasy. This is an iconic perfume, and I used to actually use this in middle school. Like, this would be my signature scent in middle school. It would be the only thing I would wear. Every time I smell this, I just get transported back to being like in the bathroom getting ready for school in the mornings, burning and frying my hair, because I used to literally straighten my hair every single day, even though I have straight hair. So like, you tell me why. And then I would put about like 76,000 sprays of this stuff on. I would put it in my hair, and like I would get into the bus and leave a trail of this perfume as I walked. And I just thought I was hot as shit. So yeah, that's what this perfume gives me vibes of. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really wear this perfume at all anymore. I really just keep it around in my collection purely because I knew I would make this video at some point, and also because the scent really does give me memories. Like, it's a nice scent, don't get me wrong, but I feel like at this point I'm kind of over it. Like, I wore it so much in my younger days. I say that as if I'm like 80 years old. I'm totally not mad at how this smells. It's a really girly scent, giving me Elle Woods from Legally Blonde or Regina George. Like a very pink, very like over the top girly girl type of a scent. This has cupcake in the notes in it, which would make me think that this would be like almost a gourmand scent, but although it does have a slight like really sweet kind of almost cakey note to it, it doesn't really go to the extent of being a gourmand, because there is a lot of bright fruits in here, kind of keeping this a little bit more so on like the fresh, even like tangy sour side, because there's actually kiwi in the top notes of this perfume, accompanied with red lychee and quince. And then you get white chocolate, you get cupcake, orchid, and jasmine in the middle notes, and base notes of musk, orris root, and woodsy notes. Let me just say that combination of a white chocolate and cupcake, if it actually smelled like white chocolate and cupcake, I would love it, but it doesn't. Like, I would love a perfume with these kind of scent notes, maybe minus the like really bright fruits at the top, like that was just like white chocolate and cupcake, like really sweet like that. And although there's like some vibe of that here, like there's definitely some form of like really sweetness, almost like a chocolatey creamy feel. I definitely think because of the kiwi and the red lychee and even the quince, it kind of does maintain more of like a sour, fresh, fruity sort of a scent. So that's kind of like the gist of the original Fantasy. Fantasy launched in 2005. So out of all the perfumes that I'm going to show you in this video, this is the oldest. And for it literally coming out 17 years ago, I don't even think this is that like dated or anything. Like, I feel like this would be something that would come out even now in modern times. And this is considered as a floral fruity gourmand. I would say take out the floral part because I don't really get much florals in here. I get mainly a fruity gourmand scent. All right, and then just a year later, in 2006, she launched Midnight Fantasy. Now, let me just say, this perfume, not even in just this roundup of my Britney Spears perfumes, not even in just my celebrity perfumes, but like out of all of my perfumes, this perfume gets me the most compliments, like to this day. I don't know what it is in this perfume, but every time I put it on, I get a compliment, and I really, really like it. But I will say, I feel like this is the most juvenile out of all of them. Like, this to me smells like a blueberry lollipop or a blueberry shampoo. It doesn't even have a blueberry note. Like, the top notes in here are plum, sour cherry, raspberry, middle notes of orchid, iris, and freesia, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and musk. This doesn't really smell like the original Fantasy, in my opinion. Like, I think it completely strays from the DNA of that one. It's just way deeper. I guess Midnight Fantasy is a good name for it because it is a little bit deeper and darker, but it's still like, it's extremely fruity. It doesn't really have that gourmand feel at all like the original has, because it's just more so like a bright fruity blueberry, like I said, almost blueberry shampoo type of a scent, with still some like freshness to it. That sour cherry you still really get, so it still has a little bit of that tangy sour feel. Straight up blueberry shampoo, blueberry lollipop. If you like that kind of scent, you will like this. And I don't know what the heck it is in here, but it gets me compliments each and every single time I wear it. I have a funny story with this, which I repeat a lot in my videos every time I talk about this. But I remember at my previous job, this was around the time where COVID had just happened, so everybody had masks on. So I don't think he knew it was me, but I don't even think he would remember if it was me, even if I didn't have a mask on. But literally, I remember my like high school, this was way after I had graduated high school, like years after, but like my high school teacher complimented me on this scent. Like, he was just shopping and I was doing my job. He was like right next to me looking at stuff while I was like fixing up the aisle, and he kind of turned over to me, and I thought he was gonna ask me a question about a product, but he was like, "You smell really good, by the way," and then he just walked away. And I was like, what just happened? Because I recognized that he was my teacher because he didn't have a mask on. I just always think of that every time I smell this, which is, it's just so funny to me. Like, what are the odds? So that is Midnight Fantasy. After Midnight Fantasy came this. So this is not a fantasy flanker, but I'm just going in order of when these perfumes came out. So the next year after Midnight Fantasy came out, this came out in 2007. So this is Believe. And let me just say, out of all of these Britney Spears perfume that I'm showing here, this is the most like designer vibes perfume. Like, I truly get designer vibes from this. I get Gucci vibes, which is actually crazy because this is actually compared to a Gucci perfume, and that perfume is Gucci by Gucci. It looks like that. I've never smelled that perfume, so I can't tell you that they smell exactly the same, but it's literally one of the #1 listed perfumes that this is compared to, and I have read some comments where people say that they smell very similar, so take that with a grain of salt. But even when I smell this without even comparing it to any specific perfumes, I definitely get such a strong like designer vibe in this perfume. I think it's because this has patchouli in it, and although like normally I am a hater of patchouli, there's something about patchouli that really elevates perfumes, and it's doing that in here. And the patchouli in here, I definitely smell. Like, the patchouli is a major part of this. It's a very green smelling scent, but it's also very candy-like because this perfume has guava in it, and guava is one of my favorite notes in perfumes. It gives perfumes like this candy-like scent. Like, guava just literally smells like candy in perfumes. I've had that experience with a lot of perfumes that have guava in them, and this is no different. But this is without being just like a boring, very juvenile candy scent, because it's mixed with that patchouli. It gives it like this green, almost kind of earthy vibe, and then it also has praline in it, so it's really sweet, and the patchouli is done in a very smooth way. It's very like refined. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't smell dirty. So the actual top notes in here are guava and tangerine, middle notes of lime blossom, honeysuckle, and base notes of patchouli, praline, and amber. I think those base notes is where this perfume really shines, but I can equally also smell that guava in there as well. I don't really get the lime blossom and the honeysuckle. I'm sure they're playing some sort of part in here, but it's not that dominant. Definitely not as prominent as the other notes in my opinion, but yeah. It's so good. It smells so high end, and it was literally $15. So yeah, that is Believe. And then the next year after that, we have another fantasy flanker. This is Hidden Fantasy. This came out in 2008. So this perfume, just like the original, is also categorized as a floral fruity gourmand, but it has completely different notes, and this one doesn't smell like the original to me at all, which I can definitely appreciate. And I would definitely say this is one of my favorite fantasy flankers because it smells like a perfume that I really love. It kind of gives me vibes to Cacharel Amor Amor, as well as Nina Ricci by Nina Ricci, the apple looking bottle. And to be honest, I don't consider this a floral fruity gourmand. I consider it a floral fruity scent, but not gourmand at all. And there's nothing really in the notes that give off a gourmand feel other than like sweet notes, which that's literally all it says, is that it has sweet notes, but like I don't really know what those sweet notes are specifically, but still it's more like of a citrusy kind of sweet citrus scent. So this has top notes of orange, tangerine, lemon verbena, and rolly. Middle notes of sweet notes, clove, lily, and jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, amber, woodsy notes, and sandalwood. This is just like a really uplifting sweet citrus type of a scent, like I said, because you get that combo with all of those citrus fruits mixed with that vanilla. You get some cedar in it, so it has like that crisp woody feel. And this is also giving me kind of more high end and not really giving me celebrity perfume vibes like a lot of these other ones kind of give. So this is definitely one that I really like, and I really like the color of the bottle. Red is definitely one of my favorite colors. So that is Hidden Fantasy. Okay, so following Hidden Fantasy, I'm sure that there was a lot of other fantasy flankers that came in between the Hidden Fantasy and this perfume, because this did come out quite a bit later. This right here is Intimate Fantasy, and this launched in 2015, so this is a little bit later. And Intimate Fantasy basically smells like what it kind of sounds like. So I believe she launched this with some lingerie, so it was kind of supposed to fit into that more sexy, sensual, sort of like sexy bedtime sort of a fragrance. And that's kind of like perfectly what this perfume is. Like, it's gonna be your like sexy night. And this has really nice notes in it. I will say this is one of the flankers in this range, including one more that I'll show later, but this one really smells like the original with just some little tweaks in it, but it has a lot of the DNA of the original in here. The top notes in here are lychee, Italian lemon, violet leaf, middle notes of brown sugar, ozonic notes, Gannett, jasmine, lily of the valley, and base notes of vanilla, white musk, heliotrope, and benzoin. This is also categorized as a floral fruity gourmand, and I would definitely say that's fitting for this because it has, like I said, a lot of the DNA of the original. But the difference between this and the original is the fact that this is really creamy, whereas the original is a little bit more sharp and a little bit more tangy and sour, a bit more fresh. This one is a little bit more like deep, sensual vanilla, which is true to what this is called, Intimate Fantasy. It does have a little bit more of like a sensual, sexy feel to it than the original. And just that mixture of the vanilla with the brown sugar, I think, is really giving off that vibe. So that is Intimate Fantasy. In 2006 came this fragrance right here. So I don't actually have a full size of this. I only have these two little travel sizes of this perfume. I've never come across this perfume in any stores. And you guys know I normally like to buy perfumes in stores. Sometimes I order online, but I try to steer clear of ordering online because I just don't have the patience for it. And I mean, I'm okay with only having these travel sizes. Maybe once I run out of these, I might look into getting the full size. Might not, I don't know, we'll see. But this right here is Private Show, and I will put up a picture on the screen so you guys can see what the actual bottle looks like. Private Show is like a creamy, sexy cappuccino scent. It's very gourmand. It gives me fall, warm, cozy, sexy vibes. It kind of fits into like the black opium of the fragrance world. You know, it's like that coffee sort of esque, really sweet, sexy, sensual scent. The top notes in here are whipped cream, coffee, nectarine, and clementine. Middle notes of dulce de leche, jasmine, sambac, orange, and base notes of amber and musk. So I would definitely have to agree with the whipped cream and the coffee in here. I just got on my nose. It's very creamy and coffee-like, which gives me like a cappuccino vibe. And then the dulce de leche kind of gives it like a caramelly sort of feel, which just adds to that really sweet, almost gourmand feel that it has. And it's just all around like a sweet, sensual, like I said, cozy fall, winter type of fragrance. So I really love Private Show. So I might have to look into getting a big bottle of this, especially because they're really inexpensive, because it is a celebrity perfume. And then just 2 years later, after Private Show was launched, in 2018 came Prerogative. Now, this one I'm confused about, because the reason why I haven't really bought a full size of Private Show yet is because I have this scent, and to me, they smell way too close for me to have both of them. Like, they just smell so similar to one another. I don't even understand why she came out with both, because they smell exactly the same. So Prerogative also has that creamy coffee sexy vibe, just like Private Show. This is categorized as an amber vanilla fragrance, and it's supposedly unisex. I don't really know about that. Like, I mean, obviously men and women can wear any fragrance that they want, whether it be a actual feminine fragrance or a cologne. You can wear whatever you like. But if I'm trying to like kind of be descriptive, I don't think that this has any sort of like cologne vibe into it or anything that would give me a masculine vibe. Like, I'm definitely getting more of a feminine perfume scent to this. It's like that sweet coffee, very sexy sort of a scent. The top notes in here are apricot, goji berries, pink pepper, middle notes of coffee, saffron, and red lily, and base notes of sandalwood and amberwood. So the notes are definitely a little bit different than the Private Show notes. Like, it doesn't have that like whipped cream note, the dulce de leche, but it gives me still those notes. Like, I still get a creamy vibe from it. I still get like this sweet caramel vibe, even though it doesn't have those notes. Like, I'm getting basically Private Show. So I don't feel like I need both necessarily, which is why I don't have both. I think it smells more high-end than just being a celebrity perfume fragrance, because I mean, it smells like Black Opium, and Black Opium is a designer scent, so it definitely falls into that category. I don't think this smells cheap at all, so I definitely really like it. I just don't understand why she came out with two fragrances that smell so like so similar. So yeah, let me know if you guys have both of these. Like, do you think that they're similar? Do you pick up on differences? I mean, I'm sure if I really smelled both of them side by side, I definitely could, but if I'm not being super nitpicky like that, just in general, I think they smell way too similar to be two different fragrances. So that's my thoughts on those. And then 2 years after Prerogative came this bad boy right here. This is Glitter Fantasy. It's like glitter just basically exploded all over it. This bottle is very juvenile to me. They took off the little like crystals that all the other bottles have, and they just kind of replaced it with the glitter. Okay, I almost just literally shit my pants because somebody was literally trying to get into my apartment. Like, I could hear the door handle rattling, and then my dog started barking. But thankfully it was just a little kid that was just like trying to open my door. Still weird, but it just kind of freaked me out like a lot. It's not very fun being a woman in 2022 and being home alone. So I will say though, I am prepared, if you know what I mean. If somebody does break into my door, you better not. Okay, I literally like flung this perfume. But let's get back to this. So this perfume actually has some really nice notes in here. There's top notes of red fruits and plum, middle notes of heliotrope, lotus, violet, and base notes of musk, benzoin, and agarwood, which is oud. So I haven't actually smelled this in a minute, so let me just spray it out. I actually really like that. Why did I think that I used to not like that? Because that smells really good. It has a little bit of the original in it, but not as much as some of the others. Like, not as much as this one, for example. But this is giving me more like, because of those red berries and the red fruits, it's giving me like red gummy bear vibes. Like, ooh, this is really, really nice. And some of the perfumes that this is supposedly compared to, well, one of them that I see on Fragrantica is Kayali's Eden Juicy Apple. And that's a perfume you guys know I really, really like. And to be honest, like, it doesn't smell like it. They're definitely not dupes at all. But that sort of like apple berry sort of a scent that is in Eden Juicy Apple is kind of here also. Like, it definitely has like this candy, like I said, red gummy bear scent to it. But it also is kind of mixed with the scent of the original. So I actually really like that. It is more like juvenile. It's not giving me like high-end perfumes or anything like that. But does it smell good? Yes, definitely. I would wear this just laying around at home, going out, literally any occasion. I feel like this would be okay for, because it's not too much, but it's not too little. It's like that perfect, really, really sweet scent. Like, if you like sweet scents, you would love this. But like, you really need to like sweet scents to like this. So that is Glitter Fantasy. And then we come to this one. So this is the one that I just recently hauled. This is the reason why this whole video is happening right now. I included this in my celebrity perfume haul, and when I was talking about this, I asked you guys if you wanted to see this video, and tons of you guys said yes. So this is Electric Fantasy, and this launched in 2021, so it's just about a year old. And this is probably, I don't want to say my favorite, but honestly kind of my favorite. This one is very reminiscent of the type of perfumes that are coming out right now. I said it in my celebrity perfume haul, but I just can't not say that because it definitely gives me like that Valentino Donna Born in Roma vibe, kind of like that sweet bourbon vanilla sort of a scent. Even though there's no bourbon vanilla in here, that's really what it reminds me of. So the top notes in this perfume are passion fruit, pink pepper, middle notes of heliotrope, jasmine, and base notes of benzoin and ambroxan. I feel like I don't necessarily agree with the notes that are in here. Like, I don't really smell them apart from maybe like the passion fruit and the pink pepper. But I feel like I definitely smell like a vanilla scent to this. I mean, I definitely smell that passion fruit. It kind of has, I don't want to say a tropical vibe, but just like a really upbeat kind of like fruity passion fruit vibe. Passion fruit is a very like sweet, distinct fruit. So it definitely has that for sure, but it's a little bit deeper. Like, it definitely gives me like this bourbon vanilla vibe, which is so weird. I keep smelling that, but there's none of that in here. And then I don't agree with the ambroxan note in here. Like, I don't smell ambroxan in here at all. And I feel like that's a note I always smell in perfumes, but I don't smell it in here. I don't really get any sort of like freshness to this perfume or any sort of unisex vibes or anything like that. I just get a really sweet fragrance. This does not smell like the original at all. I would say if you're into scents like Valentino Donna Born in Roma, YSL Libre, this kind of fits somewhere in between all of that. So it's definitely more of a high-end smelling perfume. So they definitely knew what they were doing when they launched this. So yeah, that is Electric Fantasy. So that is it for this video. That is my entire Britney Spears perfume collection as of now. I'm sure that this will grow. I'm sure it will decrease because, as I said in my celebrity perfume haul, if I ended up doing this video, which now I did it, I will be getting rid of some of these, and you guys will have to stay tuned for an upcoming declutter video. You might see a couple of these popping up in that video, so stay tuned for that. Let me know of any other Britney Spears perfumes that are really good that I need to pick up, or just any other celebrity perfumes that are really worth it. Let me know in the comments. But that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!